y'all. Hey, how are you doing? I know it's been a while. Life has changed. And I'm ready to give this content creating thing another chance. And baby, I'm going to do it sad, happy, however I need to do it. So, if this video found you, come on in. We got some things to talk about. Because, baby, if this video found you, life has been lifing, okay? Life has been lifing. Okay. Hold on. Let me take a sip of my. Okay. Baby, life has been lifing, okay? I don't know. We're in the age of Aquarius, and I'm an Aquarius. And baby, it really feels like God, spirit, ancestors, whatever it is that you believe, is clearing out. Clearing out people, family, friends, relationships that I thought I would always have are now broken. And one in particular that really kind of, no, it makes me sad is my mom. We had a whole entire falling out, bro. To the point where she literally tried to fight me. And y'all don't know me yet, but I'm not a fighter. I've never been a fighter, ever. Not because I don't know how, but because nothing really, to me, nothing has ever been that serious for me to fight about. And 9 times out of 10, women typically fight over a man. And baby, I always been half them. Baby, I ain't fighting for no man. What I look like? Or you talking mess and it gets back to you. You know? Or gets back to you. Sorry, y'all. Somebody came in. I had to end the video. But, like, yeah, like, that was very, with my mom, the situation with my mom was very hurtful. And maybe the more videos I make, I'll go more into depth. But, my mom asked me to live with her for so many years because she's married to my stepdad and they don't have a good marriage, and she just wanted me to be there, didn't want to be alone. And it wasn't those type of situations where, oh, I'm living at home so I get to live for free. No, I'm paying rent, paying the water bill, I'm putting food in the house, I was buying toilet paper, paper towels. You know, I was just, helping out, cleaning as much as I could. And it's just like one of those situations where you just kind of feel like, how can I put it? It wasn't appreciated. I got mistreated the whole time, honestly. And this is like the first time that it blew up, and she tried to throw me out. And I just said, okay, I'll stay out. It sucks. It hurts. I'm doing all right. I'm not struggling, but it is a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 36 years old, and maybe this video found you because maybe you feel like how I feel, where you feel like you should be on this timeline. Like, at this age, I should have this, and everyone else has this, and that, and this, and that. And I'm here to remind you and myself that we are not on a timeline. It's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of people out here that are in a lot of similar situations where they're not where they want to be. But the fact that you're not happy with where you are is a good sign, because that means that you want better and that you strive better and that you'll get better. However, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like ever since COVID, honestly, ever since COVID, there she go. My bad, yeah. I stay with my mama Jean, so she an older lady, so she just be coming in and talking to me. But anyway, yeah. With that being said, that just means that you want more for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. 'Cause there's a lot of people out here who are still in the same mindset, still in the same space, and ain't made no improvements, don't have a problem with where they're at, and ain't striving for better. So if you're someone that feels like you're behind, it's okay. I don't really remember growing up. I don't know how to put this. Like growing up, there wasn't really a lot of conversations about your future and how to set it up and what are you gonna do. It was like I'm a kid, right? I'm in high school. I want to say maybe my maybe my sophomore, junior year. It was casual conversations like, do you know what you're interested in? Do you know what you want to do? And at the time, I was interested in fashion. Like, I was a fashion girl. I still am a fashion girl. I love fashion. And fashion ain't buying designer clothes, expensive clothing. No. When I say fashion, I mean you can go to Ross, you can go to TJ Maxx, you can even go to the thrift store. Mix and match your stuff with designer stuff or not, and make that stuff look designer. To me, that is fashion. Okay, buying a Gucci tracksuit with the Gucci shoes to me is not fashion, honey. You just wearing expensive designer clothes, and you probably got the outfit idea off the mannequin. Okay, catch you. I remember just not a lot of conversations being taught about, not a lot of conversations from my folks about my future and how to set it up. Correct. They're just like, what you want to do? Like, what's your passion? Like, at the time, it's fashion. So, nothing about like saving your money, 401ks, investments, like none like get a college degree. And at the time, my folks didn't have any college degrees or anything. My mom was a stay-at-home mom full time. She homeschooled all four of us. I was homeschooled from 3rd grade, and then my dad was in the military. And in the military, I don't think my dad got higher like a degree. I think he just got a lot of certificates. If y'all hear this, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna come back because they are literally right outside my window, and they loud. I hope it's not drowning me out. So not a lot of things was talked about. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the noise, y'all. They out there. We got a bunch of rain, and I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in Texas, when it rains, the grass just shoots up for no reason. But anyway, so yeah, like not a lot of conversation around the future and what avenues are you gonna do. It's pretty much you're gonna go to college or you're gonna get a job and pay rent. That's it. That's all, right? I graduated in 07, so that early 2000 era was when they really started to push going to college, getting the student loan. That's when the student loan going to college epidemic started, was when I was coming up. And sometimes I just feel like, dang, like my parents just didn't, I just don't remember having conversations with them like that really mattered as far as sex and relationships and building for the future, financial literacy. Like being homeschooled, my mom gave me this book. I remember it's a curriculum. It was a book, and it taught me how to balance a checkbook, how much money I have. You spend this on groceries, like real life, but everything's just on paper. And even though that was cool, it didn't even scratch the surface of how life really is, you know. And I just kind of sometimes I just kind of I feel behind, you know. I was out here just not knowing, you know what I'm saying? Just not knowing, not understanding, like, you know, I went to school not really fully understanding student loans, what that means, what it can do, like not finishing, the interest, how it messes up your credit. Like, and the thing about it is, I got scammed by the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. I was going for fashion. They told me that I will never forget that lady's name. She was a redhead, white lady named Heather Healy. I will never forget her. I will never forget her, ever. She told me that I could go to this school and I could take my prerequisite courses along with my accredited courses. That was the only reason why I went to the school. Then they further told me that the only way that I can go to that school is if I get a private loan. And for all those who do not know what that means a private loan means that no matter what, they're going to get their money. There's no filing bankruptcy on it. None of that. They will get their money back for that, period. However, so that was my first introduction into the real world. Baby. And let me tell you something. That student loan, I think I got two. Those student loans haunted and whooped my ass for so many years. Because, you know, I'm 18, 17 years old. You know, I'm going to college. I'm making having part-time jobs. I'm barely making any money. And then when I didn't finish, like, as I was going to that school, my grandmother got sick and I was helping take care of my grandma. So it was like, college was the least of my worries. And then she died. And it was just a lot that was going on around that time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this video, maybe you're resonating with what I'm saying. Like, it's okay. We didn't know now. Now we know. We're older now. We can search up any information, because I didn't have Google. I didn't have Google growing up. I didn't have Google. I didn't have none of this. We had encyclopedias in bookstores and libraries. You know what I mean? Like, if you really had to go and search for the information. And excuse me. Bless me. So sometimes I get overwhelmed with, like, the past, and if I would have just made this decision, if I would have just had this information that I had back then, if I would have just, if I could go, and it's like, it's done. You're where you're at. And I think what Spirit is laying on my mind is that it's okay. It's not, honestly, we were not put on this earth to get degrees, to pay these bills. This is not why we were brought here. Man made this. This is not our purpose. Okay, we're here to create the life that we want. And I'm just sitting here like, God, I did not create this. I did not want this. But unintentionally we did. Subconsciously we did. I just did what I knew, what I was taught, and what I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, my grandma I love my grandma. My grandma was my best friend. And she passed away a year after I graduated. She passed away New Year's, going from 2007 to 2008. It's been a long time, and I still miss that lady. But that lady spent bad. I love my granny so much, but that she was good but toxic with money, if that makes sense. Like, the amount of credit card debt that she had, the amount of people calling. When I tell you my granny had a credit card for everywhere she shopped: Sears, JCPenney's, Macy's, Lane Bryant. What was another one? There was another plus size store. It was Lane Bryant. I want to say it started with a C. It was Lane Bryant in another store. Not Torrid. Oh, it was another store. I forget the name of it. But anyway. And then my granny did not spend none of her change. She saved all her change. She had a jar for her quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. And that's the most that I really learned about money. You know what I'm saying? You get your job, put a little in savings, and pay your bills, and what you got left over is what you got left over. Not too much on how to multiply. How do you invest? How do you get your money to work for you? And let me tell y'all, I'm still on this journey, so follow along, because I'm gonna be on this journey, and whatever I learn, I'm gonna bring it back to y'all. But for one, the first step that I'm working on mastering is the lack mentality of you're always provided for. There is enough. You lack nothing. Regardless of what it looks like, you lack nothing. And that's why I keep trying to tell myself. I'm going to keep bringing it back. Like, whatever you feel like you do not have, you do not need it to push forward. You cannot beat yourself up for the information that you didn't have then, and so use that as an excuse now. Because to me, this is rock bottom. I'm in Texas, and I'm in one of the fastest growing cities in Texas, and for the first time in 12 years that I've been here, this is the most difficult it has been to find a good paying job. Usually it's like 3 months, I'm good, but I went almost an entire year. No, I went a whole year trying to get a job, working home, trying to get, something of that nature. Because, my folks just decided that they didn't want to help me watch my son anymore. I'm preventing them from living whatever life that they trying to live. Like I tell you, sometimes family, they feel like they're helping you, but they're not helping you. I don't care what they say. If their help comes with stress, anxiety, scared to ask for help, you're just kind of like on edge. Like, that's to me not help. Because yeah, my mom did watch my son. She homeschooled my son. She did help me a lot with my son, but along that line, she put so many restrictions on me. I couldn't get certain jobs. She wouldn't let me work overtime for a lot of time. I remember she was watching my son, and she would text me all the stuff he was doing wrong. Mind you, he was a baby. Like, to me, that's not help. That's just like, that just puts more stress on me. And then, people were telling me to put him in daycare, and baby, them daycares ain't no better. And I got trust issues with daycares, because they do. I have friends that had their kids in daycare, and they do a lot of shiesty stuff. So, but that's a whole other video about family that's helping you, but their help just doesn't really feel like help. You know what I mean? You just feel like a burden, and they didn't let you know it too. Because my mom was just always letting me know, like, this ain't my kid. I raised all my kids. I'm not asking you to raise mine. You know what I'm saying? But when you got daycare that's like $250 to $300 a week, that's expensive. So it's like you just kind of put up with things, and I know I'm probably jumping from subjects to subjects because you know what? I said that this is going to be my journal. I'm going to tell y'all my story, and hopefully, my story will help y'all. I've been through so much in my life. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot. And a lot of people like to say that because I'm homeschooled, that I was sheltered. Um, I'll say for the most part, I was sheltered from being exposed to a lot of things that kids should not be exposed to. Like a lot of stories of like, sexual things, drugs, kids, alcohol, like social stuff. And even though, I'm sorry, I got an itch. Even though I was homeschooled, my mom was a social butterfly. So we were always around people. And it also depends on where you live. When we lived in California for most of my life, California is a very homeschool friendly state. So they have all types of organizations and groups that you could join. And I've met all types of people. And, there are those weird homeschoolers out there. A lot of people feel like if you homeschool your kid, then they're going to be socially awkward. I'm going to tell you something. Number one, that's not true. Because you have kids that still go to school and they're still socially awkward, social anxiety, all these issues, right? And they go to school and they still have the issues. So it's not being homeschooled. So when you see those kids that are kind of weird and socially they are kind of like awkward, 9 times out of 10, the kid has a very traditional homeschool Christian household, which pretty much means they don't watch TV of any kind. They don't listen to any secular music whatsoever. The only thing they do is their schoolwork. They participate in all of the church functions, and then 9 times out of 10, they're really heavily into like animation, and really into the arts and stuff like that. Or they read a lot of books. Because they can't watch TV. They can't listen to any secular music. So that's typically why they are socially awkward. For all those that want to know. Because I was homeschooled from 3rd grade all the way up to high school. And a lot of people tell me, you were homeschooled? You don't act homeschooled? Yeah, my mom. And they also couldn't, if you went to public school, 9 times out of 10, that homeschool child that I was just telling you about with the strict parents, you couldn't hang out with them. They couldn't have public school friends. Like, it's sometimes that real. Whereas though us, my mom, we were just regular kids. We watched TV, we listened to secular music, we listened to Christian music, we did go to church. My mom had us in all types of sports. It wasn't always a Christian organization. We were just always around people. Like I said, my mom's a social butterfly. And then when you're a military kid, you have all types of people, nationalities, all living in the same space when you live on base. So there's that. So as a kid, I got to people watch a lot. Different nationalities, all types. I people watched a lot as a kid. I paid attention. I was that kid that paid attention to my surroundings and what the adults were doing, and I'm the oldest out of 3 boys. So if I was like the only girl or there were no kids, they did let me, be with the adults or whatever. So, yeah, so like, I don't know if it's because I'm almost 40. I'm 36. I turned 36 in January. I'm almost 40, but it's like, I'm just thinking about things different, and I'm just kind of thinking about the decisions that I made, the obstacles that I overcame, and I want to leave you with this. Vera Wang did not get her big break until she was in her 40s. DMX did not get discovered with his rap career until he was in 38. There's some other people who got discovered later in life, but just to say that it's never too late. You know, we can prolong the process, but we just need to tap in. Once you get clear in your mind what you want to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and you just make those little steps, God, like I say, we are the subject line, and then God is the fills it in with all the statements. We're the thesis, right? The thesis is the beginning of your sentence, and then God just adds all the details with the following up sentences, or spirit, ancestors, whoever it is that you believe. I gotta say, talking about this makes me feel so much better. I know they say that you should write things down in a journal, but I'm just not a journal person. Because almost every time I had a journal, someone always found it and read it, and I felt violated, so I just stopped writing things down. Maybe one day I will, but I just got very overwhelmed today, and I broke down and I cried. Because sometimes in life, you're just kind of like, God, where are you? Why is all this happening? I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of it being hard. I just want ease. I just want to be a great mom. I want to just make decent money. And everyone's like, oh, you should go back to school. That does sound really great. It does. It sounds great. What am I going to go to school for? I'm not just going to go to school for anything, right? And if I go to school, that means I have to take out some more loans. If I go to school, that means, again, time is being taken away from me that's not paying me. And so I got to work a full-time job, go to school full-time, and then 9 times out of 10, your kids fall through the cracks, always, honestly. And, you tell them, you got to understand, you got to make sacrifices. I grew up. My dad was a United States Marine. And what they don't tell you is that they train so freaking much. When I say my dad was hardly ever home, he was gone for the weekend. He gone for 2 weeks. Next thing you know, he gone for 3 weeks. He went on a float. Like when you sign up in the military, everybody has to do a tour, I think is what they call it. And he was gone for 6 months. Missed the birth of my youngest brother and everything. He was gone. So my dad missed a lot. And from the time I left my abusive relationship with his dad, he was a year old. From that point on, all I did was work. And before you know it, my son had got older, and it's just like, damn, I'm missing it. I missed it. I spent so much time worrying, stressed out, trying to get the money, trying to grind, trying to do this, that I did not get to enjoy him being this little kid. And when he was this little kid, I was just so overly stimulated that his energy used to just make me tired. It used to stress me out. Like he was just like, I had a boy. Okay, so if you know anything about boys, from the time they pop up in their eyes, they bouncing around. And I did not get him a gaming system. I refuse to get him a gaming system. I refuse. You don't know. You'll discover that on your own. I'm not finna give it to you. So he was outside playing in the dirt. Like he was an outside boy. Always wanted to be outside, full of energy. And here I am from work and tired. And I was overweight. So I'm like, boy, I'm exhausted. And I remember saying, I can't wait for you to get older so you can start doing things on your own. And now that he's older and he can start doing things on his own, and I'm like, damn, I miss when he was younger. And you wanted me to just play with you and, open this or do this, It's just like, I can say that I feel lost. And I'm very uncomfortable in that lostness. But I just feel like maybe I'm not the only one that feels this way. Maybe someone else feels this way, and I just want you to know that you're not alone. Don't be ashamed. Acknowledge it, accept it, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's very uncomfortable to not know. The unknown is just uncomfortable. I don't know. I feel like I'm Job in the story in the Bible. If you don't know about Job, Job was stripped of everything. His home, his house, his wife, his kids, his money. He even lost his health at one point. All because God was testing him, because the devil said that he would curse God. And he never cursed God. And then God blessed him times 20 after that. And for whatever reason, that keeps coming to my mind. It keeps coming to my mind. And the only message I can receive is like, God telling me, like, you're not going through this for no reason. There's a purpose. There's a purpose. This is a journey. And I don't know, a lot of people tell me that I'm strong, and a lot of people tell me they'll go, if this was anybody else, Tiffany, they would have been gave up. They would have been did this and that. And I'm like, really? Okay. I kind of take that as a compliment. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my phone. I need to go pick up my son soon. And they tell me, or she tells me, a lot of my friends tell me, like, Tiff, like, you're strong. Like, everything you're telling me that you've been through and that you go through, it's like, I don't understand how you keep going. And so, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to tell you that, or give you some tips. Maybe I can give you some tips that's helped me if you made it this far in the video. For one, I have a lot of stickies where I'm at a lot. So if you're in the bathroom, or where I spend a lot of time, so if you're in the bathroom, if you're in the kitchen, wherever you can stick them. I mainly have mine on my mirror on the back of my door, and I'll write little notes on the mirror in the bathroom to remind myself, like, I'm gonna read some of them. Some of them is like, yes, you can. Stay focused. Be brave. My body is beautiful. I can do anything. I am worthy. I have one right here that I read every night before I go to bed. By the end of the year, I'm going to have everything I prayed and worked hard for. These are my affirmations that I try and read. Then on my phone, I have alarms that go off during the day. Like at 11:11, I am beautiful, I am worthy. Let me read some of these to you. These are just to reprogram your mind. And when they come about, I repeat them at least 3 times. So I have an alarm that says, like, for now, I'm moving to a new house in 2025. It's affirmation that I have. I am beautiful, I am worthy. Everything always working out for me. Think positive. What you think manifests. You are enough. You are worthy. Give gratitude. I'm a money magnet. Money comes easily and frequently. And don't let rejection define me. Now these, and you can set these times. You can set these alarms whenever you want. I have mine set to angel numbers that I was seeing a lot at the time, like 1111, 1234, 222, 222, 111, stuff like that. And they go off every day to remind me to keep going. I also listen to a lot of not really motivational speakers, but people who are teaching about self-love and self-worth. Because if you don't love yourself, then if you don't think you're worthy of what you want, then it's not going to come to you. So I do listen to a lot of people that talk about manifestation and loving yourself, and people who are where I would like to be if they have a podcast, I'll listen to it, and use your own discernment. Because if your spirit's like, nah, you shouldn't listen to that, then let that go and find someone else to listen to. And self-care. I'm really learning to do this one. I am learning to rest when I need to rest. I'm learning that I can't do everything in one day, and that's okay. And then when I take showers, I take my time. I buy me some scrubs that feel good on my skin, body washes that smell really good, that the senses, and just really try to relax and wash the day off. And then I just visualize in my mind, like, all, like, from whatever the negativity, I picture it being like a black, like goo, and I just picture it just coming off, like falling off me as I'm in the shower and I'm washing and scrubbing. And it really, honestly, when you set that intention with water, because water is so powerful, I feel so much lighter and I sleep a lot better. And then I also pray a lot over myself. I pray every single day. I pray over myself because it's necessary. We used to have grandmas that used to pray and go to church and do little rituals or whatever. And a lot of times our grandmas are getting younger and younger, so they ain't doing it no more. So that covering over the family ain't really there no more. So you really should, no matter who you believe in, pray over yourself. Like, I pray that any and all negativity flees from me. Like, I pray when I get on the road that I get to where I'm going safe. I speak abundance. Like, you just those are just some of the little small things that I do every day to help keep me going, to help keep me going forward. Because I don't know what it is about 2025, but I really feel like this is the year of transformation and leveling up. Because so many people I know are just going through some times right now. And there's just no other way to explain it other than it's time. Rise up. It's time. Rise up. I do gotta go get my son, and I'm gonna go swimming. Oh, that's another thing. Go back to your childhood. What's something that you really, really, really enjoyed as a kid? And go do that. Like, for me, I love to swim. When I get in the pool, lake, spring, beach, I don't care. I'm swimming in that water. I got my toys. I got my goggles on. I'm a mermaid. Be in that water just like I'm Ariel. Like, try and tap into your inner child. Because I realize that when I'm in a very light, free, almost like childlike wonder, so many things come to me easily. And as an adult, sometimes that can be challenging because, you just got so many things to do, so many responsibilities. You're responsible for so much, especially as a woman. You're taking care of everyone. If you got a husband, you got a kid, everything kind of falls on us. So these are a couple of my tips. I hope these help you. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. I'm going to do my best to make a video as often as I can between my schedules, because right now I'm doing Amazon Flex. So that's what I'm doing right now to get by. So I'll make these videos as much as I can and get these out. And I really sincerely hope this video helped you. I really sincerely hope you learned something touched you. Maybe you can relate or know someone that can relate. Maybe they need to hear this. But one thing I do want to say is, if you need to break down and cry, do it. And when you're done and your soul's rest, when you wipe them eyes and you get up and you keep going. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I broke down and cried. Just feeling like defeated. This has been a really tough year for me. And right now it's just me and God. Truly. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to lift myself up, but I know that I will. And just like any problem in your life, you figured it out. You figured it out. So again, I hope this video blesses you. If you know someone that needs to hear something in this video, please share it. I just want someone out there to know that they're not alone. They're not crazy for thinking the way that they feel. You know, I feel behind, but I have to keep telling myself that that's not true, because whose timeline am I on? Whose? All right. My beautiful people, y'all have yourself a blessed day. Have a great day intentionally. All right. Toodles.